hustlers, for the builders. Let's go. I got to do. You know I got to do. I'm not comfortable. What I look like, chilling with you. Been so long since I had a real social life. I ain't really slept regular in many nights. Work balance, you mean pay a bill, a hunger strike? I'm trying to cut ties with all of these 9 to 5s. For the 12s, 10 to 6 to shifts that make it blow his brains out or make hit lists. How many BS jobs I've quit, submitted to? I'm certified in the pain of underemployed and overqualified. Do what you have to do what you want. Just need to lower my costs and increase all of my revenue. But yo, really, where my C-suite at? I want the acres and the papers and the digital racks. Can't let it distract. I've learned a lesson, but it's a few that try to slick talk and codes in my profession. Be like, you know the mouth, leave the strongest impression. I'm like, just let me finish up this marketing section and I got it. I can't go tonight.
You start to figure out different ways as you're coming up how to get this energy out to the world, and hip-hop clearly was an avenue for you to do that. And I think for many of us it has been. People are, Ralph, you still do this? I'm like, yeah, because it's something that I really enjoy. You know, like I can't.
Yeah.
It's natural. But
you know, some people. I was just talking to Stax Cordero out of Harlem about this. Like, some people do this and some people are this.
Right.
There's not a thing. It's not a separation. It's a natural extension. It's a God implanted gift and a calling that is just going to keep channeling itself for the rest of life.
When you talk about being a survivor and you talk about hip-hop,
as far as getting the world to recognize and respect that we are originators of this culture that fuels the world. I really don't want to sound cliche, but the first thing that came to my spirit in response to that is that it's an inside job. It starts with us, and if we don't respect ourselves as the individual unit, even if you are not connected with your bloodline family, if you're not in an atmosphere of respect and garnering and constructing an atmosphere of respect in your chosen family and then in your community, it will never translate further than that, because it's kind of universal law. It's just nothing from the external is going to respect something that doesn't respect itself internally. As above, so below, as within, so without. Even just that, universal laws itself, even just coming to a place where people get that is one way. Because our young people, when we go to public school, and even when we go to private school, we're given a litany of education that has nothing to do with us. And that is immediately separating us not only from the history of original people, but from our power and our health and wellness as human beings. So when you read phrases like as above, so below, as within, so without, those are things that we should get early. These are what they used to say, the acronym for the Bible, basic instructions before leaving earth. Like, we have so many things in hip hop, consciously and spiritually and energetically, that we should be feeding ourselves as basic instructions for how to live and how to be with ourselves and with each other. So I think it definitely starts with us. And another thing that came to mind was, again, I came from the revolutionary community, Black Panthers, Black arts movement. Assata Shakur used to say, never expect an oppressor or an oppressive state to give you the tools to be free. Just never expect it. It will never happen. And if you put yourself in that mind frame, if you were in that position, in that brain with that heart and that intention, would you give somebody that key? No. Of course not. So immediately there, you begin to reclaim and say, my freedom is no longer up to something external. My freedom and my knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is no longer up to my mother and father, my sister, what my friends think. This job that says I'm worth X amount of dollars an hour, I think I'm worth this amount of dollars an hour. I'm going to explore that with my extra hours here. The doctors tell me this is what's going on with my body, but I think this is going on with my body, and I'm going to explore this. And I heard in my family that we do these natural things like this. I'm going to go check that out.